I was among the first people who said BBI would get nowhere. I want to say now that do not be shocked if NADCO goes nowhere. It's just like all alphabets have been removed from alphabetical order until only X is remaining. The others have been removed. So as we speak now, all matters to do with NADCO have been addressed. The only thing that is remaining in contention is the selection of the IEBC commissioners. Everything else, itazungushwa until at the long run it will not end. Maybe the only problem will come in the selection of the IEBC commissioners. Now, let's start with this. The NADCO said that they get 4 auditors to check, to audit the 2022 elections. Already, Azimio has selected Amos Wako and Judy Perena. Kenya Kwanza has not selected. Now, supposing Kenya Kwanza selects, who would give them permission? Who would give them permission to go into the servers? And the law only allow, you can go to the servers, you can talk to those who have the keys to the servers, but then the courts could still say that you went through the back door. You are supposed to have the IEBC commissioners to allow the four auditors to audit the elections. Now, I said that only the commissioners would be agreed and everything else will die an automatic death. Now I'm getting this feeling that Azimio is encouraging non-constitutional ways, because they are saying whatever was discussed in NADCO should be passed the way it is without any amendment or whatever. I can tell you, especially you the millennials, that this is how KANU started. These things you hear of at Limuru, that is where they started things that way. Azimio may want NADCO to pass through unconstitutionally, but then you'll have shown the government a way of, you'll have shown the government of how to change things without, because you have allowed one buffalo to go out. How will you stop the other buffaloes from following them? So you have to follow the constitution. Now, supposing the auditors come and find that Raila won, what next? What do we do? Just supposing they find that Raila won, what is the next step? Don't you think that one can even lead to greater chaos than 2007, 1982, and all of them combined? Just imagine them coming up with a figure, the Azimio with their 2 auditors, Kenya Kwanza with the 2 auditors. We have commissioners in place. The commissioners come and say, okay, it is open and it is found Raila won. What is the next step? Because constitutionally, once the Supreme Court had made a determination and Ruto was sworn in, there is no other constitutional provision. So, if they do the auditing and it is found that Raila won, that is bringing a civil war in the country. Supposing they find that Ruto won, remember, Raila has a CV, he has a standing. Supposing they find that Raila did not win and alikuwa nasumbua, and it is just about for him to be made AUC chairman. He's about to be made that. So, and you know, Somalia has taken there a female candidate. You see, some of these things are the ones that spoil things at the last minute. Because suddenly, the results come that Raila did not win. So it will come, oh, Raila doesn't win, he uses that, whatever, and it will affect his AUC, and that is why Somalia produced a lady candidate as an alternative, just in case anything happens. And when I mean anything happens, it also means act of God. Kenya yetu, Kenya ni inchi ya court injunction. I am telling you, even if we agree on these things, already we have had one court injunction. Another one will come in. Another one will come in. And if you remember KTN well, there was a time when we were having the 2010 constitution. And I was stopped. There is this lady, the wife to the senator for Tana River, Mulamamba, I've forgotten her name. Mwanaisha Chizuga, yeah. Mwanaisha Chizuga interviewed me before the 2010 constitution, and she asked me what I saw. She interviewed me twice. There was the Njerindungu report, and then there was also, she interviewed me when there was the standoff between Kibaki and Raila about the 2010 constitution. And I said that the MPs who are making noise in parliament are not the MPs who are making noise. If Raila calls his people and Mwai Kibaki calls his people and sits with them in 1 hour, that thing will pass within hours. And true to my prediction, that very same night, they had a late session where every person who had entered an injunction trying to oppose this and that, they stood up and said, following the mood in parliament, I want to withdraw my whatever. So this thing, and again, let me, between me and you, let me tell you one thing. This thing about creating official position to be paid for by the government and to have 2 deputies, it was meant to pacify Raila and his 2 deputies. That is Martha Karua and Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. But once Raila leaves ODM and once Raila leaves Azimio, it is possible that both Azimio and ODM may implode. You can see how they are now divided on who is to take over in ODM. Of course, Azimio, it is there, but not to as an extent of similar to that one of ODM. But I can tell you, today is April 1st, and I'm not fooling you, that once Raila is sworn in as the AUC chair, this thing about creation of the office of the opposition, of official opposition, and deputies and being officially financed by the government will come to a dead end.